Yo, what's up, boys? Today I'm gonna be doing a little VOD review on some solo scrims I played the other day. Basically, I'm gonna just be walking through what's going on in my head while I'm playing, and just some tips for y'all when you're playing solos, kind of what to do and what not to do. But anyways, let's get right into the video. Alright, so this is the first game. As y'all can see, I already got a couple AR kills from some picks, which is kind of just not that hard to do. But basically, I'm looking over here to look for like AR beam on more people. And I see two people fighting right outside my box, so I kind of have a free kill, which is really good because then I get to refresh my mats before moving zone. Because if you go into moving zone with like 555, you should always be staying ahead of zone because you have so much mats, you don't really need a pick or anything. So you should just maintain staying ahead of zone when you have really good mats, like 1200 to 500. Getting a refresh in like before moving zone is kind of really important. Not really important, but it can be really big for your game because it can turn your whole game around by you just being max mats in moving zone and helping you out to get the win. Trying to look for height too a lot in solos is really important because even in any mode, trios, duos, solos, just looking for height is really important. It's kind of a key factor, especially in this meta, because there's not a lot of movements to grief height with except for bouncers or if you want to build fight height like that. But height is definitely like the meta in this season, kind of the meta to win games. So I definitely recommend looking for height, especially in solos, because once you take height, it's kind of just free from there. So anyway, I'm really good mats in this game. I went into moving with 555 because of the refresh that I got, so I tried to just maintain staying ahead of zone as much as I can. Right here, I was kind of just looking back for free AR kills or free kills, like a free pick for points if there was a tournament for kill points. But I kind of noticed like I was getting caught back in zone. Right here, I bounced her ahead. And I kind of like, while I bounced her, I kind of hoped I didn't get beamed from height, but that was my fault, and I could have played that better by staying ahead earlier and just not looking back for kills and just maintaining my mats because I had so many of them. So I kind of could have played that better and stayed ahead of zone instead of getting beamed by height and wasting a lot of heals. But anyway, I kind of see I'm far back in zone 2. I realized I need to get ahead because my mats are still really good. So once I get in, I'm just waiting for zone. But right here, I kind of noticed that like height behind me wasn't really doing anything, so I look back, try to spray him and take free height here. So now, once I have height, I'm really confident. Solos is basically all about confidence too. Like if you're not confident, you're not confident in winning a fight that you take or winning, you know, like a game that you're in an end game, you're not gonna win because of your mindset. Mindset in solos is really important, so you want to have a good mindset and just become confident. Just the way I do that is kind of just not caring about like what my outcome is. If I do bad, then I do bad, and if I do good, then I do good. So I just play the game and see how it goes and just try to play to the best of my ability. But right here, how I took height right there, I was kind of looking at how I played right there. As y'all can see, I got like sprayed out earlier, and then there was a kid spraying below me, there's a kid across me, so I kind of realized I had to go across and just take height, or else the other kid below me was just gonna keep spraying me. And now right here, it's like a 1v1v1 situation. I kind of expected this kid to drop on me, so I was holding my charge out, but he didn't. And then I heard them start fighting, so I went out to look for a beam. I hit this kid 30 white. So at this point, my confidence is like really high because I just hit him 30 white, so I just go for the shot and then kind of a free win. So yeah, that's it for game 1. I'm gonna get right into game 2. Alright, so like I said before, jumping into game 2, there's 51 people going into half the game's kind of stacked. But like I said before, getting a pick before like moving zone or really early is like really kind of essential to like solos, especially because your teammates can't drop you mats in like mid moving zone. So prioritizing mats in solos is really important, and if you go into endgame with a lot of mats, then it's really good for you. Now right here, as you guys see, me and this kid in front of me were spraying the one kid, focusing him. So I kind of started spraying his back to see if he would notice, and he didn't really notice. So then I thought I could get like a free pick. This could be my pick before moving zone. So I hit him 60 cracks, so I know he only had 50 shield. So at this point I'm like, even if and I hit him 60 white too, I'm pretty sure. So even if he healed at all, he would only have 50 shield, and he wouldn't be able to get a med kit off or anything. Maybe he had floppers, but so I kind of just break in the back of his tarp and get a free kill. He gave me 6 peppers, so I'm going into moving zone with really good mats. I have about like 1300 mats, so my confidence is really high, and I know all I have to do is stay ahead of zone. I have peppers too, so it's kind of easy. So all I'm trying to do here is just maintain my mats and maintain a good layer to stay on, just to stay ahead of zone because my mats are so good and I don't really need anything, while other people can be shambles at backside of zone and just trying to get on a good layer while I'm chilling at the front side of the zone on a really good layer. So right now all I'm really thinking is just like to stay ahead of the zone and just to maintain my mats. But at the same time, looking for a pick can be really good for me too, but mostly I'm just maintaining staying ahead. But if someone falls into my spot where I can get a refresh, it should be really good for me, because then I can just keep refreshing my mats and staying ahead of zones. So I see this kid right here. I just decided to charge my shotgun up a bit, hit him for 60 cracks, and my first thought is just to get in his box and get a free kill. Kind of whip my AR shots here, but my charge too up. So I'm getting sprayed from 2 different kids, so my thought is just to like instantly get out, so I headed out here. Oh, luckily that kid wasn't looking at me anymore. Pop a slurpfish, and now at this point I'm really good mats again, so I'm trying just to maintain stay ahead of zone. But I look back here and I kind of see a free AR kill, so I go for that. Tournament like kill points, pretty important too. So now I realize I need to stay ahead of zone because my mats are really good, and I need to like maintain and prioritize staying ahead of zone so I don't get caught back and be the one that's stuck in the backside of zone that everyone looks back to get an AR pick on. So I'm just trying to stay ahead here. And notice how I kind of went to dead side too. I played the right side of zone while everyone's kind of on the northwest side, so I'm completely the opposite side of zone. And kind of at this point in the game, like late moving zones, you kind of want to be looking for height here, because this is when height becomes important in the game. When there's like 10 to 20 people left is when you kind of want to be looking for height, because that's when the game starts to die down more. And if you have height at that point in time, it's kind of way more free to like win the game, kind of way easier. But right now I notice someone goes back, so I'm trying to look for maybe like another AR kill for kill points if it's a tournament. I see this kid, I beam him, but by the time I reload, I get my kill stolen. So now I notice after that, I need to stay ahead of zone. So here is where like the perfect time to look for height is. Like now at this point in the game, especially when you're in like a high elevation layer like how I am. So here I start to look up for height in a sec, because if I take height, I know that I have a way higher chance of winning the game because of just how much easier it is on height, and I don't really have to use as much mats. So I just break this kid down, hit him for 60, and I just I know I have bouncers and a pepper on, so I know it'll be way easier to ramp him, so I kind of just psycho it, to be honest. And then he drops down, and I notice that moving zone is pulling back through old builds too, so I know I have only 100 mats, but the fact that I know moving zone is pulling back too, I know that I don't have to waste a lot of it, so I try to prioritize my mats as best as I can. So at this point in the game, I'm just chilling on height. I'm kind of just letting everything do what it wants to do on low ground. I know that I have to prioritize my mats because I don't have a lot of them left. I'm kind of just letting everyone on low ground just fight it out. But now I notice I'm going to have to start using my mats because it's not pulling over more and more old builds. So now I know that once second height comes up, I'm going to have to kind of start spraying him so he doesn't try to grief me, because I only have 8 builds and I can't really build fight him if he tries to come up. But I also have to be ready for a play that he makes. So here I'm just kind of spraying him, just trying to keep him off from griefing height, I guess. But here he makes a bouncer play, and I realize I only have 1 build left. And the kid on low ground starts shooting me too. I low-key should have just sat there and played my slurpfish and storm and used my 1 build to go back. Then I could have looked down my AR kill, so I know what I did wrong there, and I know how I could have won the game. And that probably could have won me the game if I played my slurpfish at the end, but it's all good. I need to learn from your mistakes. So now this last game is kind of dead. I don't really know what happened. The lobby really just died down fast. And I have really good mats going into the zone too. I have about 1,200, 1,300 mats. So I know all I have to do is really stay ahead. I don't really need to look for a pick yet, because I'm so stacked on mats, and all I need to do is just prioritize a good layer and staying ahead of zone to not get caught in the backside of zone spraying from another person. But what I like to do too in solos especially is not wait till you have about 100 mats to get a refresh, because at that point you're just completely shambles and you're trying to hop in a box to just get a refresh and it's on his wall trying to get in. And at that point, if he has mats and he knows what he's doing, then he's probably going to kill you if you don't have any mats. So I like going for a refresh while I'm still like 300 to 500 mats left, because then I have what I need to potentially cut off someone or get a refresh how I like to get a refresh. So right now I'm just trying to stay out of zone 2. I'm just making sure I'm in old build, so I'm just making sure no one's going behind me right there. Right here I'm kind of panicking because there's a kid below me and there's a lot going on, to be honest. This kid's taking my wall. I kind of mess up my edits a lot here. I'm not fully used to claw yet, but I'm not going to blame that because I should have been hitting his edits way sooner. now zone pulls opposite here, and I'm just getting information, moving around, and I kind of noticed that right side is dead side, so I decided to bounce over there. I'm trying to look up at height too at the same time, because just looking for height in solos a lot is really good to prioritize, because if you can take height really easily and you have the opportunity to take height, I'd really go for it, because once you have height, it's just so much easier to win the game. Just to like clutch out free placement points, just get free AR beams on other people. So here I don't really have a lot of kills. I'm trying to look for like AR picks. This game was really dead. I didn't get a lot of kills here, so I was trying to look for a pick with my AR, but I'm just trying to prioritize staying ahead of zone 2. So now at this point, I just really want to give me a refresh, because my mats aren't the best in the world. I only have like 300, 200 mats around there, and I just want to get a refresh before I'm completely shambles with no mats and I don't have what I need to do to win the game. Y'all will see. So I see zone pulling up a mountain, so I decide to stay ahead because I don't want to be caught back like the rest of the lobby. I see height drop down, so I have free height here. So I just see these old builds I try to get across to. So in my head right now I'm thinking this is a free win, but I realize I only have 2 builds, so it might not be as easy as I thought. And this kid has an RPG, and I know he's right below me too, and I know this kid is across from me. The other guy is across from me, so at this point I'm kind of like in really shambles, and I'm kind of like panicking with what to do. So I know I have to really drop on this kid, because the other guy behind me would just same with the other guy in front of me, I'd kind of just get pinched. So this kid hit me for like 170 with his charge, and it kind of just messed me up. Then I died a storm. But the other kid had more floppers too, and I probably gotta grab those, but this is my first time recording. Hope you all enjoyed.